afternoon, everyone, and welcome to UPSCO's Connections for Life, your gas utility weekly update show. I am Ted Pete.
Joe Surratt.
Chad Kuvo.
And we're coming to you episode 3 of this YouTube channel, our experience as we learn to go on this thing here. Today, we're going to give you a quick little UPSCO update. We're interviewing Shawn Bowers from Lamons, Gaskets, and then we'll cover a couple things going on in the industry, and that's about it. So, Joe, why don't you give us an UPSCO update, please?
Yeah, just real quick. For those of you that don't know, we've actually reached out and have an endeavor going with a company that's manufacturing hand sanitizer. Right now, producing approximately 10,000 gallons a day. Only shipping in pallet quantities. And one thing I do want to make everybody know or make known is that this is very, very liquidy. It's not Purell. It's not thick. It's a spray on. It's more of like a water base.
Viscous.
Viscous. Very good word. It's 80% alcohol, which is the FDA standard that we need for, I guess, to be.
The CDC requires at least 80% alcohol right now.
There we go.
To kill the virus.
Thank you. Better way to say it. So, so that's an opportunity for you all. Just contact any of us or UPSCO directly. Your contact there. We can get you some more information. That is available. Transit time is approximately 3 days from order, so it's pretty quick turnaround. So just food for thought. As far as the UPSCO front, everything's normal here. Same as it was last week. We're just kind of continuing along. Still moving, still producing, and you know, status quo for us. Just hoping to get through this and back out to you guys real soon. But that's it for us.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Joe. We appreciate the update. So with us today to get into our interview, we've got Shawn Bowers from Lamons Gaskets. He's based up in the North Country of Canada. Shawn's been with the industry for about 21 years, and he's currently the business development manager. In our fun fact here, we do 3 truths, or 2 truths and 1 lie. So about our customer there. But so Shawn is an avid hockey player. He loves music, collecting miniature figurines, and has a side hobby of boating. So without further ado, welcome to the show, Shawn. Welcome to the show, Shawn Bowers from Lamons Gaskets. How are you, my friend?
Hey, fantastic, guys. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Shawn. What's going on, buddy? How are you, man?
Fantastic.
Great white North treating you well?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Getting a little wiggy up here, but hey, just
you're our second Canadian too.
Yeah.
Interesting.
On Canadians.
Why don't you, Shawn? Why don't you start out by telling us a little bit about Lamons?
Lamons, we've been around for quite some time. Normally found in the refineries and such, but we headed up a new area called Isotech. That's where I kind of stay. It's isolation part of the business, and but we're a large manufacturing firm based out of Houston. The area that I look after is out of Denver, Colorado, and yeah, no, it's a great overall company. We rely mainly on distribution outlets such as UPSCO, and we appreciate your efforts.
Awesome. So what are the primary, first of all, the primary functions of iGasket? And I guess that'll lead me into the next question, which are, what are the most popular ones, I guess, in the gas utility? So, you know, just give me the basics of why we would use it very simply, and then also your most popular ones, essentially.
So primarily the gaskets to provide a sealed and allow 2 components to be separated. So, you know, i.e. block valves, meter sets, and so on. Some of the basic common gaskets that you'll see out in the industry today is one, the spiral wound gasket. That's probably the most widely used gasket globally. In the gas utilities market, it's the blue sheet gasket you normally find at the meters, as well as the mesh gaskets. So
awesome.
Yeah, cool, Shawn. Just real quick, I noticed that just most of us know this because we're in the industry, but I just would like you to talk about the type of gaskets as far as like the sizing, the type E, type of F, and the variations and differences in those.
Yeah, so you'll see the gaskets that I held up. This is a type F, or ring type as it's known in the industry, and this one right here is the type E, or full face. This gasket reaches out beyond the idea of the fasteners. So it reaches out right to the OD of the flange itself, and the studs reach through the gasket, centralizing the gaskets. The Type F gasket centralizes itself on the to the fasteners. So
just real quick, Shawn, what would be the difference? I mean, why would one person choose a Type F or Type E? Is it just a preference thing, or?
No, and for isolation purposes, we recommend if you have a flat face flange, Type E gasket to compensate for the area where the flange extends to eliminate any arcing of the flange. But this gasket itself, most commonly used in the rotaries and such, they feel it seals better. Really, the Type F is what should be used in these applications, flat face, raised face applications, less contact area to the flange, so easier to seal up, and it's just overall a great gasket.
That's awesome, Shawn. That was some really good summary, and also good reasons to use it and why. I know we face a lot of the things, we bring you into a lot of customers, and they all face a lot of different problems, but what are the most common issues you probably have with gaskets? You know, I know they could range from torque and things like that, but what are some of the things that make gaskets fail? I mean, go ahead.
A lot of the times in retrofitting applications where operators are not cleaning the flanges properly, or there's corrosion, what have you, that really affects the seal, the primary seal of the gasket. In new applications, the flange face itself, there could be overspray of paint, could be corrosion as well. But as well, the over torquing of the flange at bolt up, that's probably one of the most common, where operators feel tighter is better. Well, it's not. What'll happen is the flange itself will rotate and either damage the gasket, lift off the seal, and fail.
Gotcha. Wow. I think that brings us kind of into the training aspect. I know that Chad and I I don't know if Ted's had the opportunity yet, but we've spent some ample time with you over the course of the last several years. And I know that you guys promote training a lot. Can we talk about what you guys do as far as training to make sure you're doing proper installation of gaskets? And then also, if we could expand on that, anything that, any efforts that are, that Lamons is putting together now to do training or do anything different now that we're kind of homebound and dealing with the COVID pandemic that we have right now?
Right. So what we do is we have a training seminar called FADU training. We have a active 4-inch 150 flange that's connected to strain gauges, and that shows in real time the actual load of each stud, and it also shows the reaction of the gasket itself, how the compression and where the flange is separated. So it's overall a great training seminar for operators, engineers to understand basics of gasket, 101, but also the materials that go into the gasket making and how they interact with one another once compressed into the flange. The training itself, it's presented through UPSCO and highly recommended for large bolt ups.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat thing to see, and especially when you get to see somebody that's been in the industry putting these things together for 20 years, and then they get up there and they crank a wrench on it and it fails miserably. One of the things you said, it's one of my favorite things to do, but one of the things you had said at the beginning of that, Shawn, was you called it the FADU. What does that stand for?
It's Flange Active Demo Unit.
I just wanted people to know, so that if they do want to reach out for some type of training or that, they know exactly what to ask for. It's essentially FADU.
Yeah, they reach out to you guys at UPSCO, and through that we can schedule a face-to-face course. But right now, under these uncertain times, we offer online training as well. Through you guys, we We can do one-on-one, or we can set up boardroom type, or at home, whatever the company needs to facilitate any kind of training to get their to gain their hours, training hours.
Awesome.
Okay. Hey, Shawn, listen, we like to keep these things short, sweet, and concise to the point, man. You've been excellent.
many
A
drinks
wealth of
do you
knowledge
have?
plus a just an all-around riot to have on the show. We thank you
Always
for
a lot of
coming in.
fun.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Man,
And we'll
stay
be traveling
safe up
real
there,
soon.
buddy. Yeah,
Well,
stay safe up there. We miss you. We love you. You know.
And just
You
real quick,
guys-
go ahead. I'd like to add, I'm sorry to talk over you guys. I just want to add that I know that you guys on your website have a ton of content. I know that you got a ton of resources. We're going to post all of that in the bottom section of the YouTube video, Shawn, and we'll look at you to maybe some guidance as to what some of those documents should be, or some of the trainings that maybe we can help support the customers just based on the YouTube channel. So
right, I just wanted to point out too, guys, sorry to interrupt, but we just launched a new app, Torque app.
Awesome.
And
Yeah,
it's
a good point.
something it's something that operators face day in and day out in the field. What's the proper torque, and how do I get there? Or the documentation didn't show up in the box, or whatever, or they lost it. We actually have a Gasket app on that can be found on the Apple App Store or the Google Play for Android, and it shows exactly where the torque needs to be, whatever the gasket is, and
That's
so
pretty
on.
cool.
That's
So
really cool.
it's quite informative, and it's quite easy to use, and it's
So I
it's
could
great
use
to
it then,
have.
is what you're saying? Somebody like me?
Help.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Slow down.
just real
We don't
quick,
wanna go
Shawn,
that
what's the name of the app for those who'd like to actually look for it?
ISO Torque.
ISO Torque.
And
we'll add
we'll-
that into our
we'll add that
comments
in
and
the
into the link section at the end of the video here.
Yeah,
For sure.
and what I'll do is I'll send you guys. I believe I sent it, but I'll resend it again. Just kind of the info on it, and you can flash it out to
Yes,
everybody.
sir.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll let you back to your 14 drinks in front of you.
Yeah.
As always, your screwdriver, your moonshine, whatever else you got at 9:15.
It's got to be. It's
in the
probably
morning.
again in the can one.
and a pipe.
Okay, I gotta go.
Sean,
We gotta get you
Sean
back
the
on the
Pirate
road.
Bauer,
Love
folks.
you, buddy. I love
Have a
you,
good
buddy.
one,
guys.
I'll talk
Love
to
you,
soon.
Shawnee. So I hope everybody enjoyed Shawn. One of our favorites, obviously, as you can see. Shawn's just a great guy, and we're very fortunate to have him on. So that was just awesome.
Funny too.
Once
really
again,
funny
a
guy.
wealth of knowledge, man. How many drinks did he have in that thing?
At least 7.
I think he had 3 or 4. 3 or 4.
The
was
problem
crazy.
is they were all alcoholic. It's disturbing.
It's a valid point. You're drinking moonshine.
And we recorded that at
Guinness.
4:30 in the morning, which no one really knows. But no, but in all seriousness, it was great to have Shawn. Obviously, one of our favorites. We'd love to have him on again here as we start to continue these shows. We do have a few industry updates for you. I'm going to let Ted get started with that, and we'll kind of just do a little around the room, and we'll go from there.
All right. So Northeast Gas Association has published that they've decided to move their upcoming customer experience conference that was scheduled for May 6th. That's going to be moved to the fall of 2020. And in addition to that, they are throughout the entire month of May hosting a virtual pipeline safety regulation workshop. That'll take place every Tuesday and Thursday in May from 10 a.m. to noon. So there's links and information on it on the NGA website. So just you'll follow that at the end of the video. There'll be a link for NGA, and we'll go from there.
Okay, cool. Chad?
Yeah, so some of the things, Morgantown was rescheduled. We talked about that the last show, rescheduled for the week of August 3rd. That has been canceled. The Appalachian Underground Corrosion Short Course has been canceled for this year. It's a shame, but West Virginia University essentially has closed all their classrooms for the summer. So there was no way to do it for them. Also, the AGA conference that was going to happen in Chicago in spring has become completely virtual. I believe there's a bunch of different things you can sign up and actually take as courses through AGA. I checked their website and for all that information as well, kind of like Ted said, and we'll try and have that information as well down below. I haven't heard a lot about anything else, but Joe, I think you had a couple left too.
Yeah, just a couple, Chad. Thanks for that, actually. Really good info. stinks about the Appalachian course. I know that was a big favorite for all of us and a show that we really enjoy. So hopefully we can get back online with that next year. But yeah, just a couple from SGA. Don't really have any updates on the actual conventions or trade shows. They do have some online stuff going on. May 4th, they have an Intro to Natural Gas course, which is available online. Just check out their website. That's on, again, May 4th. May 5th through the 7th, they have a 3-part series, Natural Gas Champions. It's about 75 minutes per day. That might be something worth checking out.
Wow.
And then on May 14th, there's a Sustained Through the Pandemic, also webinar to log on and check out. I believe all of these are free. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I checked them
just
earlier.
Just send them an invoice.
Yeah, so they'll again, as Ted alluded to, we'll post the trade show associations, the SGA, AGA, NGA, all of those underneath, and you guys can link on those and go check them out and see what's out there. I think that's it for now. We're doing this once a week, and we'll kind of keep you up to speed with what's going on and see if we notice any changes. Yeah, Chad.
Shoot, sorry.
Go ahead, Ted. Sorry.
To piggyback in there where Joe mentioned the pricing, I can state that the NGA ones are a charge service virtual thing.
Okay.
So they are not free. So
everybody's looking for revenue still.
Yeah.
People need the revenue. It's fine. I just wanted to touch a little bit before we leave completely about the next episode coming out, which will be our episode 4. We're gonna be lucky enough to have Dan Pajak on, who's the president of UPSCO, and hopefully get to dive a little bit into his mind and in what our capabilities are, what we're trying to expand essentially, and things like that. What we're trying to do just from an UPSCO side. Dan's been around this business for a long time too. I hate to call him old like that. Yeah. So it should be a great episode next. The last thing that we wanted to talk about, other than always saying like, subscribe, share, is that we've talked a little bit, and we agree that for 3 people that share this on LinkedIn, we'll randomly pick 3 people to send some UPSCO hats and some UPSCO stuff too. So if you like it and share it, just give it a share, and in about a week we'll probably pick somebody randomly or 3 people randomly and try and do that. But other than that, I don't have a whole lot left except to say thank you for everybody to watching it and paying attention, and we're just trying to do the best we can. That's all.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look forward to seeing you next week.
Awesome. Love you guys.
Thank you.